to give me a break in the background because it may sound like I'll be repeating myself. That is because I'm about to go on live on YouTube. So hello there, and thanks for joining me on the CfM Elite Lifestyle Business Community. And if you are a return viewer, then welcome. And if you're a new viewer, just say, hey, let me know that you're connecting from there. So I was just connecting Instagrammers in the background, just letting them know that I'm hopping on live. I'm doing something unique today, which is recording on 2 platforms at the same time, okay? So in the background, there's been all sorts of like technical factors, including being disconnected and then having to hop on again. It's a testing challenge, but one that I'm ready to address. So on this live session, I'll be talking about how to get started with your online business. And before I even hop onto that, I'll be talking about LinkedIn and the new changes. So if you're new in the online business arena, just let me know that, hey, this is a whole new umbrella for you, or you've been already in the industry, but you're looking to learn more. So at least I know you are in the online marketing or business world. Okay, so that I get myself started here, let's hop on over to the topics at hand. So in terms of LinkedIn, if you're already a business owner or if you haven't actually started yet, it's still a helpful platform. If you're a professional, entrepreneur, it's still a great platform. I didn't use it before, but as much as I do now, but now I can see what the benefits are. So just yesterday, there was an update about the new changes that LinkedIn is making. Instagrammers, if I'm going backwards, it's because I'm trying to fit myself into the screen of YouTube, okay? So bear with me there. So with LinkedIn, the new changes are that they're trying to make it equitable for everybody. So there's new algorithmic changes, which are a positive thing. So what it means is that it is best to start producing content, especially if you're looking to connect with business to business. So on a business to business level, that you're looking to work with small business owners or larger corporations. And where it will benefit you most is about being consistent in your content creation. And the tip here as well, for myself, I have been going a little bit overboard, has been the hashtags. So it's beneficial. Let me just move my Instagram poll just a little bit. Okay, so it's beneficial for if you are starting out or you're a business owner with the hashtags to use 3 hashtags. So what I mean by I've been going overboard is that I have been using as many hashtags as I can, but not necessarily going overboard as I would on Instagram. And using niche type specific type of hashtags will also help. So thinking of 3, what are the 3 most top niche market type of hashtags that will help you to connect with your prospective clients on that platform as well. So it dawned on me that the less hashtags, the better, because what happens is that you will see a pattern that you will show up in places where those hashtags are. So the minimal they are, I'm still reviewing on Instagram, because Instagram you can use up to 30 hashtags. So I'm still reviewing that and seeing how ultimately it's going to work if I reduce when I reduce the hashtags. But I believe that on LinkedIn, as they're advising to only use 3, that's the best approach to use. And think of 3 hashtags. For me, the ones that come to mind for the people that I already have in mind are entrepreneurs, business owners, and then I just keep 1 spare, whether it be social media marketing or digital marketing or something marketing. That's what I tend to talk about most of the time. And then there's other things such as mindset matters. So it's thinking about what is it that you're looking to connect people with. And I also look at the topics that are there as well within my content. So the key here is produce content on a regular basis. Don't give up. And you will see that yesterday I was just reviewing my analytics on LinkedIn as I move my put here. Okay, so on LinkedIn, what I noticed was that you can go into your analytics and see the number of people who viewed your content. And that will give you an indication of which content is performing better and which one is not, or which content to focus on the most. Okay, so even if you're not getting likes, that's not the key factor here. The key factor here is to continue maintaining your content creation, to look at connecting through your hashtags that you're using. So I'm just saying hey to anybody who's hopped on live on Instagram as well as on YouTube. Okay, so that is basically LinkedIn, and hopefully those tips will help you produce content on a regular basis for 6 months to a year rather than giving up so quickly. So I'm going to hop on to the next topic, and the question that came up was, I would like to start my online business, but I don't really know where to start when it comes to starting an online business. Okay, so the first thing, if anybody were to ask me that, the first question that I would ask is, what is your motivating factor? What motivated you to get into the online business industry? And then looking at what type of business would you find easier to start off with? Do you want to produce physical or digital products? Okay, so these are the questions that I also went through in my mind, and I decided that physical products was not for me. A traditional business was for me. I was more inclined for digital, as it enables the flexibility to be location independent. Then also looking at whether you are set mindset wise to become an entrepreneur, and to look at whether you are an intrapreneur or entrepreneur. Okay, so what I mean by an entrepreneur, where it will help you is if you're already working for you're a professional and you're already working in an industry where you've gained specific skills, that will help you as a launching pad. So entrepreneurs are basically people who take on projects within their workplace. You have that safety net where the risk is managed by, you're supported by various departments or senior line management, and you're working in a team. But either way, you're a type of personality that is analytical, excuse me. I was out earlier, must be the aftermath of hay fever. So in terms of the being an entrepreneur, so you're analytical, creative, and you're solution focused. This will give you a steadfast into starting an online business, because what helps is a mindset where you are overcoming specific firefighting situations, emergency situations, and you're not too caught up in the problems, rather you're looking at within that problem, what solution can you offer? So that will give you a good stead, because I was one of those individuals where I worked in, and I didn't even know this until I left the corporate sector and the public sector, that I was an entrepreneur. I was somebody who was used to working independently. Once I was shown something, I was able to create systems and processes. I was able to look at the analytical problems, and I was also able to solve problems and not look at them as something to fear or as an emergency. So this type of things, the type of personality will also help you to understand what you'll be able to withstand as an online entrepreneur. And it doesn't mean that if you don't have those skills that you won't be able to adapt them. It just means that you look at where are the gaps, where you need to add on further skills to develop. Okay, so that was your motivating factor. And then I also talked about what type of business you find easier, and then looking at entrepreneurship. Then I'm going to move on to the next, where I believe that it's always helpful, rather than just talking about you can do it, you need to be motivated, you need to be inspired. It's about what you actually need to do in terms of the practical skills. What helped me in the beginning to switch from an employee to an entrepreneurship mindset was attending events and also listening to podcasts. So what events will help you do is, so I'm just going to list them. So there's Eventbrite, where you can go and look at what's happening locally, or if you're a traveler, you can look at what's happening further afield. Pick specific topics that align with your core values and start learning from those environments, because you will get to know what's working well in the industry and what is the upcoming trends as well, to learn from people who've already been there, done that. Then Facebook has added that function where you can get notifications for events, know what's happening in your local area and further afield. And the last one is Meetup. So these are just examples of platforms that are there to help you to get started in the online business industry. So I hope this is all making sense and it's giving you at least a little bit of idea of like where to start off from. So when you go to these events, it gives you the opportunity as well to look at your key strengths in networking, in looking at how the speakers present themselves. Is that something that you feel you would be inclined to do, educate other people? Networking, are you somebody who's more of like a one-to-one person? Excuse me again. So I'm having one of those days. All right, so it's thinking about, are you more of a one-to-one person, or do you like being in groups? Do you like leading, or are you more of somebody who's a system-based individuals? So you start to conjure up ideas based on what you're learning, and this is how you will pick up on your key strengths as well. Okay, so then moving on to the next bits, tap into systems that are already there, that are already working. So I'll put my hand up, is that the best way that I learned was affiliate marketing. So I didn't go for the golden opportunity or the shiny bright syndrome. What I went for was the learning opportunity. So I followed specific steps. And what I was looking to learn was about the systems and the processes of what it takes to set up a business. So that's what you want to go for, because anybody who's promising you that success is going to happen overnight, it's not. It's not going to happen overnight. It takes practice, consistency, implementation, and patience as well. So the things to learn about are learning about how marketing works, systems which have learned about landing pages and email marketing pages, Google ads, Facebook ads, and then also the softer touches of marketing. That's the psychology behind understanding the specific needs that people are looking for. So this is about outlining your client avatar, developing key skills in attraction marketing, where you are more client-centered, always thinking about anything that you do or produce is client-centered. And that's what will help you most, thinking about the solutions that you can offer. And before I forget, so I hope this is all making sense, Instagrammers and YouTubers, and I'll be posting this on Facebook as well. Just before I forget, in my description on YouTube, you will find links. Anything that I'm mentioning, you'll find links to help you establish something. So whether it's landing pages, email marketing, these are things that I've collated over time, and links that I've mentioned earlier. Okay, so should you be somebody who's like practical skills based and you want to learn, this is your opportunity to start learning. Okay, so then the types of, because I mentioned that it's best to give you tangible examples of what to work on. So the systems that are out there, I'll give you just as examples. You can always research independently as well. ClickBank is something that I explored, and ClickFunnels is something that I used. ClickBank and ClickFunnels, they both offer courses. Okay, so courses that will take you through steps, and I'll provide those links below in the description as well. So they provide you tutorials. And again, it's not about the instant gratification. It's about what you're learning and what you're implementing. It will take you like a long way in terms of your online business. Don't be sold or buy into the immediate gains. This is what the key lesson is for today. All right, so ignore the get rich quick schemes as well. All right, so if you're seeing me getting close to the screen on YouTube, I've got notes. So this is like top tip about how to remember things. So I make my screen smaller, so at least I stay on point, and that I'm mentioning what I wanted to highlight rather than sometimes I do things spontaneously. So the last question that I'm going to leave you with, and you may be wondering where did these questions come from. So what I normally do is I go online and find out what are the specific questions people are asking on different platforms. Okay, so some of them I've mentioned in my previous videos. So what startups are there online that are successful? How do you start a successful online business? So this is a question. And my response to that is that success starts with you. Anything that you do, success starts with you and your resilience and persistence, consistency, and implementation to achieve the results that you're looking for. Anybody can be given anything in terms of something that's already done, but not everybody is going to present the same way. That's why I mean that success starts with you. Then the next thing, it's about connecting truly to your core values and your vision so that once you start, you are staying on your path and you say no to opportunities that come along as much as they're tempting. It's about focusing on what's working well and continuing with that path. Obviously, you can add little bits and bobs as you go along. But it's about not starting and stopping just because you believe that something hasn't been working. That's what makes it successful, a successful business, whatever you may choose. It's about choosing what you're creative and what you're connected with based on everything that you've researched. It's what connects with you more, and you feel confident going out there. Feeling able to connect with people and network with people, whether it be online or offline. And then what have you always done that you've done easily? And I'll just say hello to anybody who's joining me on Instagram and YouTube as well. Thank you for joining. So leave comments below as well if you've got any specific questions. I'm talking about online business and how to get started. What have you always done that has come easily to you? That's what you want to follow on as a professional, prior to being a professional, and hobbies that you've always been doing. So the things that you're passionate about, those are the type of things that are going to enable you to go further. Okay, although people try to say, oh, go for the golden object, go for the golden object. When it stops working, the likelihood is that you will stop working as well because you're not passionate at that specific thing. So I hope that is resonating, and I'll just see if there's any questions on either platform. At the moment, I'm just saying hello to hellos from everybody, multitasking today. So it's to tap into your creativity, your source, your vision. That's what will take you far. Then the last one that I'll leave you with is about understanding your niche market. Okay, so what I mean by this is that after you've done all the tips that I've given you, it's looking at your niche market. What are the top trends that are occurring there by listening to podcasts, by being involved on live sessions, whether it be like on YouTube or any videos that you may watch, looking at the key topics that people are talking about and the questions that they're asking. Then you get a sense of what solution you can provide to their problem, okay? And this will give you the opportunity to either present the solution, but it's not about just selling to somebody, it's helping, genuinely helping, providing answers to questions, and that prompts people to connect with you, to want to learn more about what you have to offer. So basically, what you become is a go-to person, an authority of knowledge within your niche market. That's what you want to focus on, and the systems in the background will do the work for you. So what I mean by systems is what I've talked about before. It's the landing pages and the email marketing. This is where when you have something, an opt-in offer, people will opt in and learn more about what it is that you can offer the solution for to them. Okay, so you're focusing on their pain points and then you're offering solutions. So what I mean by that, you're not just looking at somebody who is suffering so that you can just be there. It's about more being genuine. So what I mean by pain point, this is a marketing term. It's about understanding your client's specific needs. Okay, so I'll leave it there for today. And I hope that whatever I've shared today has been helpful and has resonated with you. And I answered 2 questions. I also provided tips on LinkedIn. If you've just hopped on either platform, do feel free to go back and watch on live. Instagrammers, I am on YouTube and it's Chiko Matenda, and you will find the link in my bio. If you've got any specific questions, you can leave a question on my YouTube channel, or you can also send me a private message. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to you joining me on another live session. I was going to say it was spontaneous. What was spontaneous was recording on 2 devices, so that's what makes it spontaneous. Okay, bye for me for now.